Somewhere in the ancient land of Lebanon, massive stones sit in silence. Stones so enormous that even modern engineers pause and whisper, "How?" Not small blocks, not ordinary ruins, but stones so heavy that each one weighs more than a fully loaded commercial airplane. Stones that were cut, shaped, transported, and lifted into place thousands of years ago, long before cranes, engines, or steel machines ever existed. And here's the twist: no one can fully explain how it was done. In the city of Baalbek, hidden in the Bekaa Valley, there stands a platform that carries one of the greatest mysteries in human history. Tourists walk by, cameras flash, guides repeat the same stories. But when you truly look at those stones, when you stand beneath them and feel how small you are, something doesn't feel ordinary. Something feels impossible. Because these are not just ruins. These are questions carved into rock. And the deeper you dig into the story of Baalbek, the stranger it becomes. Long before social media, long before modern science, even long before most of the civilizations we read about in school, Baalbek was already ancient. Today, the site is famous for the Temple of Jupiter, built by the Romans. Massive columns still stand proudly against the sky, showing the world how powerful the Roman Empire once was. But here's where things start to feel uncomfortable. The temple that people admire today was built on top of something much older. Beneath the Roman architecture lies a foundation made of gigantic stone blocks, stones so perfectly cut and fitted together that you cannot even slide a piece of paper between them. These foundation stones are known as the Trilithon. Each of the three main blocks weighs around 800 to 1,000 tons. To understand that weight, imagine this. One single stone weighs more than a blue whale. Now imagine lifting 3 of them and placing them 30 feet above the ground. But the Romans, as powerful as they were, had cranes that could lift only around 60 tons at most. That is not an opinion. That is based on historical records. And yet, these blocks are more than 10 times heavier. So if the Romans didn't place them there, who did? That question has echoed for centuries. Archaeologists agree that the Romans built the visible temple. That part is clear. But the foundation beneath it doesn't match typical Roman construction methods. The finishing style is different, the scale is beyond anything else they built, and strangely, Roman historians, who carefully recorded their achievements, never once described lifting or placing stones this large. It's almost as if they found something already there and decided to build on top of it. But here's where the mystery grows deeper. About half a mile from the temple complex lies an ancient limestone quarry, and inside that quarry rests a stone that was never fully separated from the bedrock. It is called the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. This single block measures about 68 feet long and weighs around 1,200 tons. It is one of the largest cut stones in the world. But wait, it gets even stranger. In 2014, archaeologists digging deeper into the quarry discovered another hidden stone beneath the soil. This one is even larger, estimated at around 1,650 tons. That makes it the biggest stone block ever found in an ancient quarry. Think about that for a moment. Someone began cutting these stones. Someone had the knowledge, the planning, and the tools to shape them so precisely. But for some reason, they were never transported. The project was abandoned. Why? Was the civilization destroyed? Did something happen suddenly? Or did they realize that moving a 1,650-ton block was simply too ambitious, even for them? The surface of these stones adds another layer of mystery. When you look closely, you can see long parallel grooves carved across the rock. These marks look strikingly similar to what modern heavy machinery would create today. Straight, clean, evenly spaced lines. Yet according to history, no such machines existed thousands of years ago. Ancient tools made from bronze or iron would struggle to cut limestone with such consistency. And even if they could carve it, transporting it uphill over rough terrain for nearly a kilometer would be another challenge entirely. There is no clear evidence of paved roads built for this purpose, no remains of giant wooden rollers, no massive ramps discovered that could explain lifting stones to such height. It feels like pieces of the puzzle are missing. Some researchers believe an unknown advanced civilization may have existed before recorded history, a society with engineering skills that were later lost. Others suggest that ancient humans were far more capable than we give them credit for. Maybe they used clever systems of leverage, earth ramps, manpower, and patience. But here's the twist no one likes to talk about. If such knowledge existed, why did it disappear? Civilizations usually build upon the achievements of the past. Technology evolves, skills improve. Yet in Baalbek's case, the foundation stones appear older and more advanced than what came after them. The Romans, instead of replicating that technique, built smaller stones on top.
It's like history moved backwards. Over the years, wild theories have emerged. Some people claim giants once walked the earth, beings with enormous strength capable of moving such blocks with ease. Religious texts from different cultures speak of giant beings, powerful and towering over humans. Others take a more futuristic angle, suggesting lost technology or even extraterrestrial involvement. But despite the dramatic ideas, no solid proof has confirmed any of them. And that's what makes Baalbek so powerful. It forces us to admit something uncomfortable. We don't know everything about our past. When you stand at the Temple of Jupiter and look up at the Trilithon stones, you don't just see rock. You see ambition. You see intelligence. You see a message left behind by someone who wanted to build something that would outlive time itself. But maybe the greatest mystery isn't how the stones were moved. Maybe it's why. Why use blocks weighing nearly 1,000 tons when smaller stones would have worked just as well? Why put so much effort into a foundation that would eventually be hidden beneath another structure? Was it meant to impress? To symbolize power? To send a warning? Or was it simply part of a building technique we no longer understand? The quarry itself tells a silent story. The unfinished stones rest exactly where workers left them, tool marks frozen in time, a project interrupted. It feels almost as if the builders stepped away one day and never returned. There are no written records explaining the original construction, no carvings describing the method, just stone, silent and unyielding. Modern engineers have studied the site. Some believe it would take at least 20 large cranes working together to lift the heaviest blocks today, and that's with advanced technology. Even then, the ground would need reinforcement, precision planning, months of preparation. And yet, someone achieved something similar thousands of years ago without steel cables, hydraulic systems, or computer calculations. How? The mystery doesn't just challenge archaeologists. It challenges our understanding of human capability. We often imagine ancient people as primitive, but Baalbek whispers a different story. It suggests that ancient knowledge may have been deeper than we realize. And perhaps history is not a straight line of progress. Perhaps it rises and falls and rises again. The emotional weight of Baalbek goes beyond engineering. It speaks to something human, the desire to leave a mark, to build something so massive that time itself can erase it. Whoever built those stones wanted permanence. They wanted their work to survive empires, wars, earthquakes, and centuries of change. And they succeeded. Even today, travelers from around the world visit Baalbek and stand speechless. Children look up in disbelief. Architects study the joints between stones. Scientists debate. Theories rise and fall. But the stones remain, unmoved, unexplained. Maybe one day new discoveries will reveal the truth. Maybe hidden chambers still lie beneath the platform. Maybe future technology will uncover evidence buried deep underground. Or maybe Baalbek will always keep it secret. And perhaps that is the real power of the place. In a world where we believe we have answers for everything, where satellites map the stars and machines calculate impossible equations, Baalbek humbles us. It reminds us that there are chapters of human history still missing, stories that were never written, knowledge that vanished like dust in the wind. The mysterious giant stones of Baalbek are not just blocks of limestone. They are a reminder that our ancestors might have known more than we think, a reminder that history still holds secrets, and a reminder that sometimes the greatest mysteries are not buried underground. They are standing right in front of us, daring us to understand them. So the next time someone says we know everything about the ancient world, remember Baalbek. Remember those impossible stones, and remember that somewhere between what we believe and what we can prove lies a mystery carved in rock, waiting patiently for the day we finally uncover its truth.